How Basketball Saved My Life is sponsored by the Hall at the Rail House, Norman's premier event space in the heart of downtown. Weddings, receptions, corporate events, luncheons, banquets, proms, parties, and more. If you're looking for a place to celebrate life, we hope you'll choose the Hall at the Rail House, located in downtown Norman. This episode is brought to you by Chris Express Drugs, located in South OKC. For all your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950. Again, that's 405-735-3950. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and closed on Sundays. This episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. First, they partner with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID-19 tests, and now they have partnered with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID vaccine tests. So, make your appointment today at www.emmylabs.com.
This show is brought to you by Chris Express Drugs, located in South OKC. For your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950.
And this episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. They have partnered with the State Department of Health in Oklahoma to bring you free COVID-19 tests. Now, they are also bringing you free COVID vaccines. So go to www.emmylabs.com to find a testing location near you. That's a major move.
Go get your shots.
Go get your shots, baby. Welcome to another episode of How Basketball Saved My Life. I'm your host, The Easy Button.
Your boy, Twan the Don.
And we have a very special guest in here for y'all today. My man, Payne, the barber, the bodybuilder, the quarterback.
Fresh fade your way. Don't come through his lane.
Hey, yo. Hey, all facts, man. How's it going, man?
Life is good, man. I can't complain at all. I'm just glad to still be on this earth.
Yes, sir.
Life is great. Life is amazing.
I mean, we went through a lot this past year, so that's big facts, bro. I'm just glad you didn't big time us, man. You know, I'm just glad you're here right now.
No.
You know, because
I had to come through.
You had to. You just had to. Because, I mean, like, I'm like, bro, you've been a dope barber. And then when I saw you with the bodybuilding joint, I said, oh, we have to talk about it. Because, no, like, you know as well as anybody, weight loss is probably the hardest thing.
Yes, sir.
I mean, people just flat out doing surgeries now.
Jeez. You
know? Call it what you may. Yeah. Some people, they got to do what they got to do.
That's real.
You feel me?
The one thing I always tell people is that the gym will show you who you are, but the meal prep, it's gonna tell who you are all day. So you look at a person, not to judge in a bad way, but for the most part, you can know a lot about the consistency in their life.
Right.
So the health was the number one thing for me. My family trait, I knew that I was like, okay, I don't want to get old and have a lot of problems and then start getting healthy.
Right.
But I said, let me go ahead and start now. You know what I mean?
So you looked at it from a hereditary standpoint,
yes.
Like I gotta do better from my bloodline.
Oh yeah, a lot of heart attacks in my family, a lot of diabetes. I mean, you just look at, y'all know how it is when you're growing up. Everybody ain't cooking healthy, especially back in the day.
Fried chicken galore.
Everything smothered. You know what I'm saying? Rice, you know what I mean, fried, and you know, that's one of the hardest things to break because growing up, that's what you just so used to eating. You know what I mean? You used to eating whatever. You know what I'm saying, just to survive. But you get older, you start to really feel your body kind of be affected by the things you eat. So I felt that. I knew it was going bad, so I was like, okay, I don't want to go down that path.
Man, because like, bro, let's backtrack a little bit, because we kind of jumped right into the nitty gritty.
Right into it.
But I mean, where are you from for the people that don't know?
Man, so this is how it went. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I stayed there till I was 12 years old. And then when I was 12, I moved to this town called Okmulgee. It's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes south of Tulsa. Moved there. I was really upset with my mom. I didn't want to talk to her for about 2 weeks.
I bet.
I'm like, you moved me to Okmulgee, ain't nobody out here. Then it ended up turning out one of the best moves ever just because the way it was going down in North Tulsa, just how dangerous it was. So we moved to Omega. It was the best move my mom ever did for me in my life. Found some new family, new friends. Graduated at the age of 17. Yeah.
That's a similar story to me because we was living in Orlando, Pine Hills to be exact. And anybody who Google right now, Google Pine Hills, the nickname is Chopper City.
Ooh,
from the choppers always flying over that mug.
Okay.
And Crime Hills.
I believe.
We just gonna stop there.
I had fun in Pine Hills.
He did have fun in Pine Hills. I had fun in Pine Hills too.
Yeah.
But like we literally moved from Pine Hills to Ocoee, which is like more is to Norman.
Okay.
And it made such a big difference, bro. But at the time I was so mad with my mom. I'm like, why are we moving? This was our first house we was owning, and then we were selling what we finally had owned. And granted, it was a bigger house, you know, suburban neighborhood.
Right.
And I was leaving everything I knew, you know, 20, 30 minutes out. And I just felt, just as a teenager, bro, I was so stupid. Like, bro, you're driving. It's cool. But I was so mad, bro. I was so mad.
Because at that age, we so settled in who our friends are. We just starting to discover ourselves.
Right.
We like, man, well, I love basketball. I got my homeboys down the street. I'm knocking on his door, see if he can come out. He knocking on my door, see if I can come out. So when you move at that age to a small country town, you're like, what? Hold on,
what are we doing?
Time out. Where are we going? And so, you know, that's what happened, man. I'm born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, North Side, man. It made me tough. It made me very who I am. Y'all know me in my character. Right. But, you know, at the same time, like, yeah, I appreciate the transition because it definitely built an appreciation for what I want to do in my life. I needed to experience that, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't take it back. So I claim both. I claim Tulsa and Old-Muggy. So,
that's fire, bro.
Yeah, I claim both.
I still never heard of it, but that's cool.
So how you make it to Oklahoma City, Norman area?
So my uncle, AP.
Shout out AP.
Shout out Payne's Images, Barbershop, Norman, Oklahoma. So what happened was he had came down here. He went to Langston to go to college, and then he finished up the degree up there, and then he came out here to OU to go to school. Okay. So he used to work on Campus Corner at the men's room, and this was right when Hollis Pricing was playing. This is when OU was like
dogs,
top cream of the crop.
You know what I mean? Kevin Sampson was the head coach. Like it was rocking, and so I was probably about 13 or 14, and I would come visit him in the summers. So that's how I got familiar with Norman.
Right.
So
and you right on Campus Corner.
Yeah,
so it had to be lit.
Right on Campus Corner. It was a much different time in Norman, but that's how I got familiar with Norman. So I got out. I went to college at the age of 17. I was playing football for Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. Okay. And
as a 17-year-old playing
as a
college football,
I was playing college football.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Yeah. So I went there. 2005. I graduated 2005, and so when I was done playing up there, it's a long story, but I ended up in Norman. I was cutting hair on campus, in between football practice. You know, so it's a long story. I got a story.
We got time, bro. What's up?
Let's do it. So where we at? How you
got to Norman?
I got to Norman. So I was at NEO. I was playing football 2005. I left in 2007. I was done with school. It was a situation to where I had to choose, you know, if I was gonna stay playing football. But it was weird because I loved cutting hair. I loved it so much, but it was easy for me because I had two uncles that worked in a barbershop already. So I was like, man, I really want to cut hair, but I knew I love football too.
Hold on. So it's between football and cutting hair. Oh, this is getting better.
I kind of understand because not to cut you off. I moved here in 2011, man. Mm-hmm. Come to Sacramento, California. You gotta be faded. I'm like, hey, my Uncle Darren. I'm sure y'all know Darren. Yeah. I'm like, hey, bro, I need to get my hair cut. I'm in Norman, Oklahoma. Right. Where do I go? Oh, Painless Images. I'm like, okay, I call, boom. No walk-ins. Where do I go? You go, it's the only barbershop in Norman, Oklahoma. What do you mean? They're the only barbershop.
They're the only barbershop for us.
I'm like, are you serious?
Right. Yeah.
Get there. I meet you, JP, AP.
Yeah.
I ain't went to a different barber since I've been in Oklahoma. It's been 2011.
10
Only
years.
reason I don't see D-Payne because, you know, he got big time, got his own little thing going now. But I'm telling you, it's been that me long, and I've been going to the same people since then. And I understand why they got Norman sold up.
Yeah, and I remember when you came, you, Steph, your baby brother. I remember when y'all came. I remember when you came too, because you know I was on the hooping scene for a long time.
Right.
You know, basketball is one of my favorite sports next to football. But yeah, that's how I got to Norman. As far as that was my connection. AP was my connection. I didn't know anything about Norman except the Sooners. You know, I was already a Sooner fan, so it just made it easy. And so I kind of got familiar with the town. I started, you know, knowing people like Zone and all of them, Ish, Russell, Justin Parks. I mean, there's so many people.
Yep.
So it was kind of, you know.
They was cool people. They took me in when I came in.
Yeah,
They was cool when I got here.
Moses Madu,
all them. Kellen, all them boys.
Kellen.
Shout out Kellen first HBS Samel.
First, he was the first guest.
Yes.
Man, that's crazy. I remember when I first seen Kill, I was like, who's this little dude in the gym cooking? I'm like, women.
He was cooking.
He stopped. But
He was
yeah,
cooking.
man. But that was my connection to Norman, man. I was already familiar, and so when I was in college, and it was, you know, I was going back and forth with the coaches. I had moved up in the ranks. They were really upset with me, and to be honest with you, I thought I had a kid on the way. That's what really scared me. I ended up not having a kid or whatever, but it was my mind at the time. When you're 17, turning 18, and it's like, yeah, I mean.
And then you got it.
Yeah, your mind is going everywhere.
You're scatterbrained.
Yeah, and I went the first semester I got to college, I didn't have my clippers. So I was so focused on football, but I realized how broke I was. I realized I couldn't really call my mom and ask for money like that. She couldn't afford it. So
Message.
yeah, so I was like, okay, that's the survival mode that I was in. I was like, what can I do to bring an income while I'm in college?
Facts.
I was already cutting hair, you know, since I was 10 years old. So I did it, in middle school. I did it in high school. And so I went back home and picked up my clippers. And that's how that bug, I started to get that itch again. Like, you know, I wanted to cut hair, and it was easy because I had two uncles that was already college educated, had degrees, but they chose cutting hair. But we looked crazy at the time.
And they dope barbers.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So they didn't get their degrees solely on.
Oh,
No. They
I
got.
did not know that.
AP has 2 college degrees.
In what?
I can't remember the name of it.
Right.
I
Just
I was at
ballpark.
the graduation.
They called it Masters of Arts.
You know what I mean? So that's how they went. I had 2 uncles. It was a lot. My story is a lot different because I wasn't the first barber in my family. My mom was, and so that's how this whole thing.
Yo, your lineage is crazy.
Man, it's a crazy story.
Bro, that is so fire. Like one of y'all, if y'all don't got it already, need the golden clippers, bro. Like y'all gonna have to, cause it's really in the family. Like,
Nah, barbering. I feel like barbering really put, my family on, like saved my family in situations because AP cut in college, JP, and that kept food on the table, like for real. It wasn't a lot of money at the time because I used to charge $3.
right.
You know what I mean? That was just to get on because it was another barber on campus. Everybody knew him. But I had to, I was like, yeah, well, I started off by my floor in the dorms. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you know how it is. I'm cutting somebody, like, hey, bro, can I get next? Like, it's going to be $3. You know what I'm saying? This is back in 2005.
How much old boy was charging?
He was charging $5.
There we go.
$5.
Undercut his ass.
Yeah. So I ended up getting my rep up, and me and him was cool. We was both on the football team.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to $5 like after like that next semester.
Right.
And dudes was
hot no clientele.
$5, man, come on, bro. It ain't $3 no more. So I'm like, man, it's $5. So I loved it, man. That's how I got started. That's how I got to Norman. Because I was still like, even when I got to college, anytime we had a break, I was driving to Norman. I was catching a ride to Norman. I wasn't driving. I was catching.
You
a
was
ride.
riding to Norman.
Like when you ain't got no car at that age, you find a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had gas money. That's how I always had first dibs. They knew I'm gonna get that cut from him, and he got gas money.
Perks. You got perks. Either, hey, I'll give you a cut. You give me rock. You cut for 2 weeks, or
whatever. Talk to me. What you want?
Yeah.
You stay
So,
fresh around here.
Going to the OU parties, just getting a part of the culture. Like I felt like I needed to be a Norman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that I was playing bad or anything like that. It was just I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time, but I knew I wanted to cut hair. I brought some pictures home. This is like when we used to have the old cameras where you wind it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was getting them developed. Yeah, I was taking pictures. I still got them too.
Yeah.
So I was taking pictures and I took it back to Norman. I was like, "Hey, P, look, man, I got to look at my haircuts." He was like, "All right." You ain't on my level, but keep practicing. You know what I mean? I was like, and so then I got to that second year and things wasn't going the way I wanted to go, and I came home one weekend. He was like, "You want to work at the shop?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was out of there. I went back to the dorm. The school you wasn't even over that second year, and I was out of there. I packed my stuff, came to Norman, and I did an apprenticeship. So I didn't go to barber school. Mm-hmm. I did an apprenticeship. I got my hours through him. So that's how I ended up in Norman, to answer your question.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot more to that, but
I'm sure it is, but
a lot.
That is dope, bro. Like, again, like you were in a pressure situation and you made the right decision.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But you got to think too, I was around people, like when I said I wasn't playing football, they were really legit mad at me. They like, "What, you leaving school?" Because at the time, it's like when you say you leaving college, like they consider you a failure. Like,
right.
What, you want to cut hair? Like,
and then what you saying, like, I'm leaving to cut hair, so they're like looking at you like,
right.
But they don't understand, boy, that makes money.
Yeah, but at the time too, what I was seeing when I went back home, we came up in the hood. You know, we grew up in a rough neighborhood, but I seen AP with a brand new house built from the ground up, cars. I'm like, you did this cutting hair?
Boy, he stayed.
So I had that visual,
right,
and it was easier for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you had a visual that people don't often get to see.
Right.
That's really what it is.
Right.
Not to mention, they want you to go to college.
Yeah.
But then the people that went did something different.
Right. Yeah.
The people that you're looking up to did something different.
Yeah.
After getting, going to college.
Yeah. I mean, but I wouldn't take it back though. I wouldn't take going to college because I met some good friends there. I mean, it was an experience. I mean, I don't care what you say. A college experience is a great experience.
At least experience it.
At least experience it. That way you kind of know, because everybody got a different purpose in life. Somebody might want to be a neurosurgeon or a lawyer. I don't know. I mean, it's about your passion, but I'm glad that I went. You know what I mean? Just because I needed to get out of Okmulgee and Tulsa at the time, I needed to get away. So just getting that experience, it was dope.
Man, that's fire, bro. So before we move on, I want to talk about how you even got to play college football. Like how long were you playing football for? When did you decide, like, okay, I'm gonna go to college?
And I know you was hooping a little bit too. So
when
did you decide, football over basketball type stuff? So let's go back to when you started. What'd you start?
So football, I just loved football. Like, it was my number one from day one, and I loved basketball the same. But I don't know, it was a little different. I was just much more like, I think I was a kid, I was angry and didn't even know why I was angry. Yeah. So when I played football, I wanted to like hit somebody so hard. But I know in basketball you can't really, you could, but not like football. You can clean somebody up back in the day and it would be nothing. But I think my biggest influence, it was the Dallas Cowboys, I'm gonna say it. It was the Dallas Cowboys.
You were reluctant.
At that time, you got to think, when I lived in Tulsa, like, Dallas was big. They back to back 3 times.
Smith and all that.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard not to like them.
I was in California screaming,
Right. And Troy Aikman was from Henrietta, Oklahoma, which is right next to Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Okay. Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean,
of course he gonna know that.
You know what I mean? So it was easy for me to do that. But just growing up, playing in the little Pee Wee leagues, that's how I got into football. Just, my mom, she was, as much as I could play sports, she was putting me in it, and I loved it. So I started playing football in Tulsa, and I was playing basketball. I played all the AAU stuff, and then when we moved to Okmulgee, I was really honestly better at football. I was a quarterback. That was the position I played, and I can throw it. Like, it wasn't no question.
Right.
So, I mean, I knew, okay, I'm not 6'8", I'm not 6'6", so I was like, my best chance is football.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's how I took it.
How'd you do?
We did good, man. I played 4A, but we played against a lot of 5A schools as well. Played against the people who went to the pros. I did well. I did okay. Went to a couple of camps. I got on late. I had signed with Payne College. I got a scholarship to do that, and man, my mom was crying. Like, I mean, because it was like, where we came from, like, there was a great accomplishment, and then there was a twist in there. NEO came in last minute, and they was like, hey, we think you can, do something here, because I mean, they was giving me a list of guys that made it to the league. Like, I'm trying to get to the league.
Right.
Payne was a smaller college, and I wasn't hip to the SAT and the grades.
ACT.
I started getting grades late just because my environment. Like, I didn't start making good grades like this seriously until my junior year.
Me too. I understand.
My first 2 years, I was not focused.
My freshman year, boy, I was 1.7 or something like that, 1.9, one of the two.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I had a 3.5 my junior year, and I can't remember, it was a 3.6 my senior year. I didn't start paying it, like, I didn't start
Ain't it
taking
crazy
serious.
though? Like, once you're motivated.
Yeah, but
Right.
this is what they told me though. When I was playing football, my coaches put me to the side. They said, "Hey, look, do you want to play college football or not? Like, you gotta help us out. Like, you have to start doing your work." And it was that simple. I wasn't doing it. Like, I was trying to be cool. Like, it wasn't that I wasn't smart. I just simply wasn't doing it. But then he was like, "If you want to make it to college, playing football, you're gonna have to
Do your work.
you're gonna have to do your work." And so, you start to mature. And I had a girlfriend, so that made me want to, like, look. I ain't trying to look dumb in front of her. Let me do my work. And so I was a popular kid in school, for my class, and
Especially in a small town, being
yeah,
a big
especially
city,
small,
dude.
everybody know you, and you the quarterback, so you got
It's a wrap, then.
It's a wrap. So, but that motivated me to know that I had to start doing my work in order to make it to college.
Gotcha.
I wish if I'd had that same mindset
As a freshman.
before, because we had A&M coming in, we had Nebraska, we had Arkansas. Those schools was really recruiting us really heavy in that small town because of that class that we had that year was pretty good, but didn't have the grades. Like, the coaches come, they like, you gotta,
They couldn't even touch
There
you.
you go.
yeah. So I was like, okay, let me get serious. And I started putting my focus towards that. So I did really well my last 2 years of high school. And then my play was decent as well. And so, I got my shot.
Now, were you a throwing quarterback, or did you run it too?
I was both. I was throwing and I was a runner. But I was mainly on the throwing side, But,
That's rare in high school.
yeah, I was right in the era, like, whenever things was starting to shift, like, they didn't like quarterbacks that ran like that. So, I mean, you had to be able to throw. The throwing was my favorite, but I didn't mind running a couple of people over it as well. Like, I mean, I was trying to Cam Newton, and, I wasn't as big, but I literally like helmet to helmet, I'm trying to run you over with everything I got.
Yeah.
That wasn't smart at the time, 'cause I didn't know that, you want to play a long time. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's how I really got into it, man.
And then you got to college, and then you realize, like, my passion and my ability to take care of my family, or the kid that I thought I was gonna have, all that
Yeah.
transpired and transitioned into you becoming a barber.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. Like, I thought I was going to the NFL like every kid. Like, I'm not thinking nothing less. Y'all know me, I'm very competitive.
Factory.
And, that was just my mindset. Like, I was like, I wanted to make it, and I got in trouble at school. I had to, like, it was at the time when I made the decision, it was really weird because I still wanted to play, So once I left school, I took that year off, and then I got a call that said, hey, got the Oklahoma City Yard Dogs down here in Arena Football. They was like, hey, we want you to come try out. Had one day to practice. I practiced the day before with a couple of friends and went out there and made the team. Yeah, I just went out there and they was like, throw here, throw there, because I wasn't used to arena football like that. And this was before the Oklahoma City Thunder got here, so that was like the team.
Right.
And so I was trying to figure out, okay, am I going to leave cutting hair? Because I still want to go to the NFL. That was my thinking.
That's the goal.
I mean, yeah, that's the goal. I mean, I love cutting hair, but I like them NFL checks way better if that's possible.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I found out real quick. You don't get paid a lot of money
Yeah.
in arena. It was like $200 a game after tax, like $188. Yeah, it wasn't
worth it.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. But at the same time too, I didn't start or whatever. I was learning how to play the game of arena because it's so different. You got a guy who running 30 feet
Before
back,
the start.
timing before the start, 3 offensive linemen, and it's a lot faster than you really throwing the spots. And so I fell out of that real quick because I was like, I don't know if I want to do this because the chances of you making it
From there.
yeah, I mean, and I loved cutting hair. I couldn't explain it. Like I wanted to cut hair.
bet at some point too you hit a groove cutting hair that you was really about to miss a piece of yourself not doing it.
Yeah. I think what happened was I had my family there, and it really helped me. I had certain people that was really upset with me. Like, man, why you want to cut hair? Like, bro, you're good at football. Like, but it's just at the time I was real with myself. Like, hey, man, I didn't get drafted or nothing like that. Like, I mean,
It's not like I'm walking away from an NFL.
Man, you got to be
Or
perfect.
even like a D1 scholarship
You
or
got to
something.
be perfect doing that stuff. I got hurt literally. This is how I signed the contract. I was playing semi-pro. The guy came out there, say me play one game. He brought the contract onto the field and was like, "Hey, we want to sign you." I said, "Okay, cool." I literally hurt myself in that game. So before we started the actual workouts, after I had made the team, I couldn't hardly 3-step drop on my right foot. So the first day before the first practice, they had to wrap my ankle up like I could barely walk. So I didn't really have a chance because I was hurt for literally like a month straight. So I'm at practice every day just in pain.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and so I'm missing work. So my uncle did not give me no relief on the booth rent. He was like, "Oh yeah, I don't care about that. You still work here."
Right.
So I'm trying to be in and out. I'm trying to go to practice. It was a lot. So, but I started off hurt playing arena football. Like it was, yeah, crazy.
Dang, boy.
Yeah.
So then here it is. When did you decide, like, okay, I'm going all in? I've tried my hand at football. I'm going all in.
So the coach called me back out the second year. He's like, "Are you coming back?" I was like, "Nah." And I mean, that was pretty much it. I just let it go. I don't know why. I let it go. I was just a fan at that point. And I just started cutting hair. It was probably about 2009 when I was like, football is just done to me as far as trying to make it. But I just at the
2015, that's when I walked away for real from basketball. Just was like, it's 2016, I would say. It was like,
yeah,
it's a wrap for me.
yeah. I mean,
Me too.
After I had that surgery.
Orlando trip.
Yeah, after that Orlando trip.
After I tore that Achilles, that's when I met him. We was in the gym. Tough.
Yeah.
Day and night.
Daily.
yeah,
Took a trip with him to Orlando to play some semi-pro,
Yeah.
leagues and stuff, get a look, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm cool after that, man.
yeah.
I dropped everything, went there. It was a lot coming back, trying to get back on my feet. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
had to live with mom for a little. I
Yeah.
can't do that again.
I don't think people realize, like, you have to be so perfect in
do.
sports. And if you ain't got no buzz, it's really hard. If you coming
Super.
out the mud, you going there with injuries, you really like,
And if you're not coming in with a big school name behind you,
yeah.
And like my thing is like I really put it harder on myself because I went to a city where nobody knew me anyways.
Yeah.
It ain't like I went home, you feel me? I went to a whole new city
Yeah,
to
that's
try and
different.
make a name.
That's
you feel me?
different.
And so
Yeah.
looking at things differently obviously, but that comes back to our
Yeah.
main topic we always talk about is the guidance, you feel me?
Ooh, that's big time. Guidance is big time because it's so many people out there who literally, that's why I try not to like really look at people and be like, look at that person. Oh, you don't know their situation.
You don't know their life.
You don't know who was there to kind of guide them. Because you going through life, you know what I mean? I know that one of the hardest things that I knew about myself that was like I wasn't good at taking criticism. Because I didn't have, you know, I was not good at it. I'm like, you say anything bad about me, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, me?
No!
Like,
D'Angelo?
Like, yeah.
Not D'Angelo.
Because I'm so passionate.
I'll look at you like.
Yeah. Just,
bro, that is mad funny. And I see why you responded that way, because the whole time you're mentioning moms, you're mentioning uncle. You didn't mention dad.
Oh man, yeah. My dad. So check this out. So I met my dad inside of a barbershop.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah, man.
What age?
So I think
Was it playing?
So my mom. Okay.
How do I put this?
My mom, she takes me in there, and I'm not even ready for it. She's like, there go your daddy right there. Hey, real talk. I'm like, I didn't even know what was about to happen. She didn't give me no warm up. She didn't say, hey, we're going to go see your daddy. We didn't do none of that.
Twan, did I hit you?
We didn't do none of that, bro.
Moms is cold.
Hey, we ain't doing none of that. She's walking me in that shop because
I'm so sorry,
when you're a little kid, I don't know many kids on this earth that don't know.
Oh my God.
That doesn't want to know who their father is.
Bro, she's wrong.
Yeah, man. That's
oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's real talk. I mean, it is what it is.
How old were you?
So that's what I'm over here trying to figure out. I believe that I was. I believe I was 4 or 5 years old when I met him for the first time. I want to say I was 5.
Think of your daddy right there.
I was literally 4 or 5 years old when I met my father for the first time. Yeah, met him in a barbershop. And then, so my dad, he did do time in prison.
Right.
So my dad has done a total of 17 years in prison.
Copy.
Okay. So the first time that he went for like 3.5 years, something like that. And then that's when I meet him after he does the time.
Right.
So I meet him, and then he's gone again for a little. No, I take that back. I meet him, and then he's gone for that time, and then he gets back out. And then so I was around my dad for like 2 years max, like as far as like consistency, as far as like seeing him here and there, you know. And then he ended up being my football coach for that 1 year, 1 season, for a couple of games. And he went to prison. He went back to prison doing that. So my dad, he had dropped me off to school that morning and said, I'll see you later for the game. And then that's when I didn't see him. I was waiting on him to come pick me up. And at the time, his wife, which was my stepbrother at the time, we sitting there waiting on him because they lived around the corner from me, like a few houses down and around the corner. So we waiting on him. We didn't hear nothing, so we missed the game. Dang. And so I'm like, dang, you're a kid. Like, okay, he just didn't show up. Like, what's going on? And so we found out that he had went to jail like the next day or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what's about to happen. I guess he'll be home soon. No, sir. No, sir.
How long it take that time?
So he was in jail, I believe, 13.5 years from that day. He didn't get out till like 13.5 years later. So not long after that, that's when we moved to Okmulgee. We moved from Tulsa.
Makes sense.
Yep, we moved from Tulsa, and that's when he was trying to be an actual father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was into selling drugs. He was big time in that arena, and he was trying to get out that life. You know what I mean? It was really hard for him. Like talking to him now, I understand way more But as a kid, you're not understanding, you're not processing all of that.
No, you can't. You don't have
crazy.
the
So
ability
much to
to.
process.
It's
Yeah.
crazy you said that. I got a similar story with my dad. Like, I don't think I met mine until about 5 or 7. You know, it was, you know, it was made that way. But when I met him, boom, met him, came into my life, went back again.
Okay.
Caught up again with him about 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
So he did time too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Total, I want to say even 13, 15.
Okay.
You feel me? So like, I didn't mean when I was young, they met him around 5. I'm like, okay, it's my dad.
Yeah.
I want to know who he is.
Yeah.
You know, my mom had ran to the uncles. Boom, I want to know who he is. Didn't get a chance, so we went back. About 7th, 8th grade, met him again. You feel me? I actually was like, hey, mom, I want to go live with Pops for a minute. You feel me? Like, I want to get this opportunity.
Right.
Had just moved me from out of South Sac, kind of like, you feel me, trying to get me to a good neighborhood.
Okay.
You know, Pops lived in DPH. Wasn't no better.
Okay.
But I'm like, man, I want to go live, try it. Get out there. I'm with my older brothers. I'm acting up.
Okay.
I'm with dad, you know, dad showing me things, brothers showing me things. They live that life. They've been around.
Yeah.
I want to know about being around too.
Right.
Mom snatched me from that again. So it's like, I get mad because I don't know him.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's kind of like the circumstances and the time frames wouldn't allow me to because of situations was going on.
Yeah.
I either couldn't, mom didn't want me around it, or you feel me, he was stuck in a spot where he couldn't really be there.
Yeah.
So about time he really could come around. I'm a grown man.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I'm
happens.
already like, man, I don't feel like I need you.
You
You
get
feel me?
established.
I'm already making my decisions now. You
I
feel
don't
me?
feel like, you know, like I can call you daddy.
You
Like,
feel me? And it's like, you know, I'm riding my way. You feel me? I'm coming out of high school, top recruit, like top score. Like, you know, I got a buzz, and I feel like, you know, just
don't come around now.
rub me the wrong way. And some of the time, now as a man, you know, I'm 30. I understand he couldn't be around some of it, but then again, when you was around, I feel like you didn't.
Right.
Like you should have. You know, you know, bitter taste. You know.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that. I mean, that's just that's a box of information that's really what made me who I am. Like, it was, I had a relationship with my dad. We was cool for the most part of my life. I was in love with him. I wanted to be around him all the time. The chances that I had, you know, it's like you don't even know why you like your dad when you're so young. You just want to be. It don't matter what they doing. You just do. And then you get older, and then you realize, okay, he said he was coming, but he didn't show up. Okay, then it happens again. So I wasn't used to it because I met him late. So I wasn't used to that disappointment like that. I'm like, man, what's up with that? You know what I mean? So it's a lot that goes into it, but it definitely, you know, was somebody that I didn't have consistently in my life.
Like you said, that's a box of information that you did not get as a man today. That's a box of information he didn't get. That's a box of information I didn't get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my dad he was murdered in Haiti.
Really?
But like I spent the first 8 years with him in Haiti.
Okay.
And when I moved to America, you know, he died, I was like 14.
Okay.
And so, you know, he was coming to visit us in Florida from Haiti, you know, every so often. And then he was supposed to move to America for good to be with us. And then he got shot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. So it's one of those things where, you know, you resented him because he could have made a decision a lot sooner. But like the type of person he wasn't into, you know what I'm saying, that type of life. But the type of person he was, he liked the freedom and the power he had.
Okay.
From being in Haiti, where it's like the Wild Wild West for real. Like no cap, bro. Like no street lights. Yeah. You know, somebody come up missing, ain't nobody looking. Yeah. You know, type like.
Yeah. You ain't got a lot of people like caring like.
Right,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
So he was the man for real. So he didn't want to, cause he had already been visiting, you know, America, stuff like that. So he didn't want to let go of his dominance. To come be a regular average Joe, if you will.
Right.
And so lots of information that we didn't get as men, and man, so that's why I asked you that though.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So whenever me and my dad, I was cool with my dad for the most part of my life, just as far as like I liked him and loved him, but I got to know my dad as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like,
as a man.
Difference.
Right. Like separated the two.
Yes. So you know, we always had this thing about this last name. Okay, that's our biggest beef to this day because we don't have the same last name.
Right.
So it was a few times that I was supposed to change my name. Well, really one time I was supposed to change my name, but he loved me. I mean, he went to prison. I mean, in my life, all I remember is the last name Payne being there for me for all these situations. So by the time I get to a certain age, once he got out, you know, I played I don't think I ever told nobody this.
Let's go, get it
So
out.
me and my dad, it was to a point to where he was like, okay, I play in the game of basketball for it. So if I beat you, you got to change your last name to my name.
Yeah.
And so I agreed. I said, okay. So when you talking all the noise, when you get out, we gonna play 1-on-1. He got out and I beat him.
Like loving basketball.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna let you beat me.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see him right here, he'll tell you. I beat him, and he, you know, it hasn't been right ever since. Like that was been our biggest beef. But at the same time, I don't even know if I would have changed my name because I think that it would have been a disrespect to all the people who were there for me day one, and it was, you know, the pains. That's all I know.
The pains that endured your pain.
Yeah, and I'm still, you know, a part of him. You know, I'm in his bloodline. I'm still a driver. You know what I'm saying? I'm still that. But what I represent is pain. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit there and disrespect all the people who were there day one, consistently. Yeah. You know what I mean? I couldn't give him the credit.
So at what age though were you trying to make that decision?
So I got married at 25. I think he got out when I was 24. And so we played when I was like 24.
Oh, he was not
but
ready.
I didn't really want, I wanted to change my name like when I was like 12.
Right.
But then that thought just kind of went away just because time went on.
And you still not around.
Yeah, and then T-Pain comes out, then everybody calling me D-Pain. You know what I mean? And that name stuck because they knew me for playing football. They knew me for playing basketball. I walk in, hey, D-Pain, what's up? Like, that's my name.
Right.
You know? Like, I grew up with that name.
I got you on my phone as D-Pain.
That's what it is. So imagine me changing my name. And you know what I mean? It was really your idea.
I guess I didn't even know your first name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and it's not a disrespect to my other side of the family. It's just is what it is. They know who was there, who wasn't there. Like it's not a secret.
They know.
You know what I mean? I still love them to this day, but I couldn't give them the credit. I just couldn't because that's not what's true. Right. You know what I mean? So.
And plus, like you said, like both the Payne brothers.
Yeah.
There for you the whole time.
The whole time, like.
Those was your guidance. Those was your figures. Yeah,
they played the father figures in my life. That's just real talk. Like, it is what it is.
Boy, I thought he was trying to play you when you was like 16. He messed around, boy. Not 25, 24-year-old D-Pain.
I was playing against y'all at that time.
Facts.
Like, so you know, I wasn't. These knees ain't what it was. Like, I'll be 34 this year. So you talking about literally 10 years ago. Yeah.
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 Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. All that was a setup for the comeback.
Yeah.
Now, talk to us about how you got started with your bodybuilding.
Before that, you gotta let them know though, cause with this Barber stuff though, it didn't. You feel me? You started with AP and them, then you slid out. Now you got your own.
Big tripping.
Elevation.
You feel me? He got his own thing now. I remember I walked into AP one day and I see somebody. I said, "Hey man, where DP at? Like, where DP chair?" Oh, yeah, he got his own shop now. That boy out there. They'll see this. I said, "Oh, he got his own shop doing his thing."
So how'd that come to be?
All right, so if anybody who knows me, they know that I've always wanted to be my own boss. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I have really big goals and dreams of like doing it big in my life. Like I want to make sure that I create a legacy, you know, for my future kids and my wife, just my family, they could be proud of. So I worked at Payne's Images for 12 years. So it wasn't like I was there for like 2 or 3 years and like I'm out.
Facts.
Like I was there.
That's why I was surprised when
yeah.
gone. Like
yeah. So You know, cutting hair, man, I love doing it, man. I would not take a second back, man. I had a great time cutting with my uncles, man. I met a lot of people, a lot of great clients, man. Just anybody who supported me, I appreciate your salute. But I knew that at some point that I had to leave. You know, so many people in life, they be talking about what they want to do. You know how we be like, yeah, I want to do this and want to do that.
Right.
And they not really taking the steps to do it.
They never do it.
Like, you're not really taking the steps. And so, really, like, when I left, it was year 12 when I left, I wanted to be gone in year 10 for real. Because I started thinking about it after I got married. When I got married, it's just like, at the age of 25, that's a for one, you're starting to mature on a whole nother level as a man, period. I got married at 25, and not long after that, I was like, I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to break the news to my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, I went through that emotional roller coaster. Like, the hardest thing was me telling him that I was leaving.
That was.
And, you know, he had got hurt, which made it even harder for me to make that decision. So I was like, hey, there's no way I'm going to leave him when he's hurt. You know what I mean? He had to sit out some time in the shop. And I needed to be there. I just what it was. I couldn't live with myself leaving in that situation. So, you know, I stayed a couple more years. But what really happened, what reminded me, was when my brother got murdered. So my brother got murdered, and that let me know real quick, this dude is 11 months older than me. So am I gonna actually start doing the things that I said I was gonna do? Because it's not guaranteed that any of us could be here. It's just not. So me losing him, that's what really made me be like, okay, that's it. I have to do everything that I set out to do. I knew I wanted my own shop, like, period. And I knew I wanted to run it the way that I wanted to be ran. And then I started setting goals for myself. I knew I wanted to be in those rooms. I knew I wanted to have, celebrities or whatever, athletes, whatever you may call it. I wanted to have a higher end clientele. I just wanted to be me. I wanted to, just go ahead and start taking the steps to actually do it. And I'm just getting started. To me, I still haven't, I haven't done it. I haven't scratched the surface, to me, but I'm happy with what I've done so far. Like, I'm proud of myself as far as, like, actually taking that first step.
Right.
And then you took the second step after.
And then I took the second step, you know what I mean? And that was like, I wanted to prove to myself so bad that I can actually do it. So I didn't really ask anybody for help as far as, like, going to find a building, doing the paperwork, getting the EIN number, you know what I'm saying, getting the logo. Like, I wanted to show everybody that I can do it, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, my uncle did it, you know what I mean? I need to be a man, you know what I'm saying, step up and be up under his wing so long, like 12 years is a long time, you know what I mean? But I was like, it's time to go. So me losing my brother, that's what really made me reflect on my life and say, okay, I've been saying all this time I want to do this and do this and do this, but I ain't really taking the steps for real. Like, I'm comfortable. Right. I'm way too comfortable. Everybody know me. You know what I mean? They know where I'm at.
and they just pop up on you nonstop.
And so I was super comfortable. And then I started to get really unhappy with barbering because, let's keep it real, like, I want to be a multi-millionaire one day.
Same here.
And I'm going to be.
Same
but
here.
I knew that I couldn't do that working for somebody else.
Right.
And I can't tell him how to run his business at the end of the day. Like, so what they say, you want nobody telling you what to do? Go get your own. Go get your own. It's that simple. And so that's the decision I made to start, with Elevation Grooming Studio. I started driving around the city, but I didn't know where I wanted to be because originally I was going to move out of Oklahoma altogether. I was done. I was like, I'm going to Dallas, Texas.
I heard that.
Yeah, I was about to go, but what stopped me was the licensing. So
it wasn't a reciprocity thing?
So at the time, Texas requires you to have so many hours in actual barber school. They wasn't accepting apprenticeships license. Even though I have the same exact license, but it was the fact that I didn't get school hours. So that's what really halted my
so had it not been for that,
yeah,
out of there.
And that's a crazy story too. So I'm like, okay, I can't just up and leave to Dallas. but I can, but I'm gonna have to go to barber school.
Right.
So imagine being a barber for 10 years at the time and going back to barber school. And you're one of the best.
One of the best.
Like,
At
bro,
the top of your game.
yeah, and I'm like, so in my mind, I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to make the same money. Like, I'm starting to charge more. I'm starting to make more money.
Right.
Like, and then my wife was getting ready to head to nursing school, so I'm mixed emotions. So I'm like, okay, I think the best thing to do is just find my own spot in the city. I was already living in Oklahoma City because I had lived in Norman for 5 years, but at this time I've been living in the city for 8 years at the time, or 7 years at the time. And so I started driving around. I drove to Edmond, I drove downtown, I drove on 240. And I was trying to find a place, trying to get the feel, like if I'm a client, how does it feel driving around? And I was a little
How does it
scared
feel
too.
to pull up on D-Payne?
Yeah, and I was a little afraid too, because I'm like, I don't know who gonna come for real, like, cause I'm like, I don't know how long people from Norman actually drive to see me. And I knew I was going through a price change. I knew I was going through all these changes.
Because you have to with your own building.
Yeah, and I was looking at it like this. My wife's getting ready to go to school for a year. She can't work. Like, the amount of time she was in school, like, it was going to be hard for her to have a job.
Right.
But I didn't want her to feel like I got to work and go to school. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I faced all of that.
Right.
And I used to talk to her, like, I can take care of her, whatever, whatever. But then when it came time to, I'm like, okay, I really got to show her, because I'm doing all this. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, well, let's do it. I found a building, ended up going to Dale City because I knew some friends they already had a salon over there, so I would go and visit. I'm like, man, this is kind of, so y'all know the person own this building? They're like, yes, this guy, and this is his number. So I called, and he met with me, and then I walked around the building. And I just knew, I was like, yeah,
This is it.
this is it. Let's go. And so he gave me 2 months. The building wasn't available that day, but it was going to be available in 2 months. So I had time to start saving, start getting, looking at furniture.
Right.
See, that's how they went.
That's perfect though.
Yeah, 2 months.
Because if it was like today,
yeah, I still would have left.
nah, but you would have been playing backwards.
Yeah, and I was cool, y'all, until like literally the day before I opened, I started freaking out, bro. I was so confident. That I just started getting like nervous. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm usually so confident, but it was because I got uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had did all this stuff. I'm going out to the.
Why you scaring me right now? You scaring me. You know we opening up a gym.
Yeah.
So you scared. I'm hearing your story, and I'm imagining, like, what's that gonna be like?
You gotta do it.
Gotta do it, bro.
Because you don't want to sit there and say, like, remember I told you I lost my brother? And I said, the last thing I'm going to ever do is say, I wish I would have did. I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that anymore.
Right.
That's over. I had to get comfortable with the fact that I don't care if one person comes, like, I'm standing here, because I'm talking all this noise about what I want to do with my life. I have to do it. If I plan on being this multi-millionaire that I'm talking about being, I'm going to have to at least start out with my own business. I can't, like, somewhere.
Right.
Got to start somewhere. And so it was a good thing. I was just so nervous, you know what I mean?
Right. You're supposed to be. If you're not, then you're not going to take the necessary precautions to know that this might be a problem arising, to plan for that problem.
Maneuver.
Yeah, and so, like 48 hours out, 24 hours out, I was freaking out. I was cool until then, because I got the guys in there, they painting, they getting all this last minute stuff, they putting up the mirror and my shampoo bowl in there. The plumbing stuff had an issue, like getting the shampoo bowl in there. I'm like, hey y'all, I'm this shop about to gotta open on this day. I said April 1st, 2019, it has to open. And so just like all the anxiety to build up, and then the worst news I can ever hear before, like something that was important to me, was Nipsey Hussle got murdered. The day before, we're in there working, putting up last minute stuff, and then I hear that, like, we stopped working. Like bro, like I had, for real, like a tear came down my eye, because I played that album so much, and it literally helped me have more confidence in what I was doing.
Right. All money in.
Yeah, I'm in the gym. I'm playing that. Me and my wife, we in the car rapping every lyrics because it was about.
I don't stress.
Yeah, come on, man.
Boy.
Grinding on my life. Like,
I still bump that CD to this
Ocean
day.
Views.
Day, bro. Like, that
day.
album single-handedly, Victory Lap, made me, it helped me open that shop up. Like, it motivated me.
Hustle and motivate.
Come
on, what?
Come on, bro.
I hate that he named it that because it made me make a feeling that he knew.
Yeah.
It was coming like that.
Yeah.
I hate that he named it that.
Yeah.
Victory lap, nigga. No, we not done. Keep running. Nigga. Keep running.
I mean, and I get the mentality. I
Right.
think that the mentality was just that's the mindset that I'm going to live my life as far as like everything that I do, I'm going to accomplish it, and I'm going to keep going up levels like this. So it devastated me, man. But it made me realize that I was making the right moves for one, and I didn't want to. Like I said, it reminded me. It's like literally I had lost my brother right before that, and then Nipsey. So my emotions are like, I have to do everything I set out to do in my life. I'm not taking no chances. I'm gonna go out my way. Like
On the
I'm gonna live
highway.
on a high note. Like so, like I just was like, I have to do it, bro. I'm not about to sit there and be like, oh, I wish I would have opened up a shop. No, I'm going to do
this.
You know,
I did this.
And just for y'all too, like you're going to open that gym and it's going to be successful. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. And you're going to be hyped. You're going to be like, I can't wait to get up and do this. It motivates you. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, I'm proud of y'all, man. Like, just what y'all got
We
going.
proud of you, man. We proud of you.
I'm proud of y'all.
You got any people in there working with you now, or is it just
I
straight
don't.
you?
So when I originally got in, I'm thinking I'm about to hire these barbers,
Right.
and I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that, and I got in there and I realized, man, I love the privacy. I love being by myself.
Okay.
I have full control of the environment, from the music to the look to the smell, and it's that VIP feel. Like I was able to do certain things, and like I actually think, you know what I mean. Like I said, I love working in the barbershop, but it's so different. Like the conversation is so different when you by yourself. It makes you look at things a lot different. You're able to not be distracted by talking about big booties or who better out of Kobe and Jordan. Like the conversation is more mature to be
real conversation.
Right.
It's real conversation, but I always said I wanted to inspire and impact, motivate. You know what I mean, and be able to help when I can, and just to see my clients open up like legit businesses. They looking up to me. Like I'm like I motivate. I'm so head down, focused on what I'm doing. I'm not even understanding that I was like motivating people to like do their own thing too. Like,
right.
Like I mean, they starting trucking companies. They opening up like restaurants. And I'm like, this is crazy.
This is fire.
Yeah. So I mean,
Shout out to Q.
Yeah, man. Q. Like,
Let's go, Q. Kindred spirits.
I was literally just there before I came.
Bro. We met there together that one time.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be there with me that night.
Okay. Yeah. G, as a matter of fact, G was just here.
No way. He was supposed to.
It was me. See, I knew okay, I'm not gonna let this happen again. It was me, G, Shay, Ray, and we went to Kitchen.
Ray hit me too. Was Ray there?
Ray was there too.
So we're trying to hit like the old basketball court.
Yeah.
Next time G come down, I'm gonna hit everybody up. So we just went out to eat at Black Walnut. That's black owned, by the way.
Okay.
Black Walnut, we there.
Yeah, and so we went up to Kendrick Experience to like meet up to support Q, man. Just,
For sure.
we
ask Q, man. I was there. The pre-opening,
right? Yeah.
The soft opening, the hard opening.
Yeah.
On God, bro. I was there at all them openings, like real
like,
talk.
Where you ready to go? So I said, I'm about to go do the podcast. We're talking. He said, man, I'm glad to hear you say that, man. I'm glad you're doing it. I'm like, yeah, I got to. It's a must. Like, those the guys. I think people gotta understand, like, it's okay to like not be around for a while, but like still reconnect. Like, because we're everybody busy. Like, you busy.
And if you're not, then you're not in the right circle.
Like, we all trying to get it. So it's nothing bad about not seeing each other for a while, but you know what it is when we connect, whether we're hooping,
that's okay.
or just brainstorm, or just motivating each other. Like, the conversation has to be up. You know what I mean?
Some people act like just because you ain't been around, bro, you done changed
Like
up.
you done fell off.
Bro,
No, sir.
We're working, we're trying to benefit. Like, that's the crazy thing.
Man, I remember when I first put basketball down, had the surgery, and I lied. This is before the surgery, but I was still contemplating putting basketball down. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't working.
Okay.
But I was working on my game, like
Gotcha.
because I was this close to getting a contract. As a matter of fact, right when I knew I was gonna go into surgery, I got a call that I was gonna get a contract in the Middle East. Okay. And I'm like, damn, it's over.
I think I kind of remember that too.
It's over, bro.
Yeah.
But like Tom, remember, bro? Like I was supposed to go to Italy, but the contract wasn't big enough because at this point I had a wife and a son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't bet on me, and they was like, man, do it, man. You're gonna be in the eyes of the Italian First League, and they're gonna grab you.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it. And I'm like, at this point, like if I'm by myself, I'm on it. But I got a kid, bro, that look just like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go bet that just on me. Like I'm betting that on them too.
Right.
So I remember, bro, like I only bring that up to say, I could tell she was not happy with me because I'd been through that before with my mom before I went to college. I was not working, just working on my game. And she's like, if you ain't gonna be working, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? All you're doing is basketball and you need to go to school. Yeah. I was like, Mom, I'm trying. So fast forward with my wife, she was working. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like in
you
the
gotta
sense
be focused.
of,
you gotta put them hours in.
You gotta put them hours in. But I'm cool with that in the sense like, I don't care if my wife is the breadwinner, And so I was cool with that, but I could tell she was frustrated with it. And I had all this free time when I wasn't working out. And so now, fast forward, counselor, coach, trainer, opening up a gym, doing a podcast. Yeah. I'm super busy. But man, we just closed on our first house, by the way.
Man, congrats.
Friday, bro.
Yes, sir.
Friday. Today's Sunday. We closed Friday. But I say that to say, back then, renting, doing all that, I got my time, I got my free time. Yeah. But now I'm this busy. We done elevated our life to a whole nother level. Yeah. But I'm not as around. Yeah. And when we have this conversation, I go back to her and I say, remember, right, when I was around all the time.
Though. I'm gonna tell you why that's okay. When me and my wife got married, I told her, I said, babe, I love you, but for the next couple of years, I'm not gonna be around as much. It's the communication. It's like you have to continuously have those talks because women naturally want to be around you. Right. They want to be with you, but they understand too that I gotta support him, and in order for him to be on another level, I gotta let him work.
On another level.
Yeah, for us to be on another level, I gotta let him work. He has to put the time in. When I tell y'all, like everything that I got today, it was not given to me. I want to say this, like, bruh, I'm talking about 6 a.m. Getting to work at 6 a.m. and not getting home till like 9, 10, sometime 11, every day except Sunday. Right. And on Saturdays, I used to get there at 5 a.m. and I wouldn't get off till 7, 8, 9 at night. And all the time because I wanted to be, because I hated my work. I hated my haircuts. And I knew I wasn't elite. So I said, I got to put in the work. I can't sit there and want all the benefits to being the best barber as far as, being the best version of myself. I have to put in the work. Just like Kobe putting in all them hours and all that time, he had to do that in order to be
where he at.
Yeah. So I say that to say that once your wife understands that he has to put in that time, but the little time you give to him, it's like, it's going to pay off. Just stay with me. Right. It's going to pay off. Trust me. But you have to put in that time. Right. Like, you can't just want all the things in the world without putting in the time. It just doesn't work like that.
It just won't.
It doesn't work like that. So, but that's okay. That's I wanted to say that because a lot of people feel guilty sometimes for going after their dreams. I mean, sometimes, like, I wish I was with my mom a lot more. I wish I was with my siblings a lot more. But my life doesn't require that right now because I'm working so hard to be able to have all the time in the world. So when I do have kids, I can be at every event.
That's my mindset.
That's my mindset. I'm working for everybody in my family, my grandmother, I'm fighting to be able to have freedom of my time.
Right.
That's what I'm fighting for. So I'm not doing this for nothing.
Not to get paid for each hour, bro.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, like, I got a lot of work to do, but understand, my family has to understand that it's gonna take some time, me being away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like my kids are 7 and 4, and I told my wife, cause bro, you know how it is, bro. Everything you're doing, it gets hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard sometimes. You like, man, am I doing the right thing? Blah, blah, blah. My kids are getting older.
Dang, 7 and 4, that's crazy.
Bro, and you remember, bro.
When you was bringing your first son in the car seat to the gym.
Really?
And then
sitting on the side of the court.
And then you saw my daughter, you was like.
I was like, hold up. Time out, what?
He's like, huh?
Yeah, but see, that was in the middle of my grind too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trying to build that name.
Right.
I didn't like the fact that nobody else knew me outside of knowing me. I didn't like that.
That's what makes you you.
I didn't like that.
That's what makes you you.
And Instagram came along. I said, okay, it's time to. It's time to. Everybody need to know.
Yeah.
So I got focused on. I'm doing videos, haircuts. I'm getting home. I'm editing. So not only I'm working, I'm getting to work at 6, 7 in the morning. I'm coming home. I'm talking to the wife for a couple of hours. I'm eating. I give her a time, whatever. And then I'm up for a couple more hours.
Editing videos.
Watching videos, editing, like how to edit. I'm on YouTube. You know, at YouTube University, how to edit, how to cut hair, how to everything, how to take pictures. That's what I did. Ask her. I did that for like 5 years straight, just like a grind. Like,
I believe
so, you know, and then like I think what helped me too, before I proposed to my wife, I went to Jamaica, and I seen how they was living. I said, "Whew, like this is like we spoiled in America, bro. Like we think we got it bad, but no.
Facts.
We got it bad.
Facts.
Like
I'm from Haiti, bro, so you know.
We got it bad like that. Like I'm like, they trying to get up out of this?
They trying to get up out of that, bro.
Or just trying to make it better. I ain't gonna say get up out of it, but like make it better.
We was trying to get up out of it.
I think that's the mindset for the most part, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was like, I have to make it, bro. Like I started to travel when I seen how fortunate I was to be here in America and being able to be somebody. You know what I mean? I was like, I have to put in the work. Let's go. And I was serious. I said, nobody will outwork me.
And that's what I was getting at with my kids, bro. I was like, if this don't work, I said, this has to work. Because I'm losing so much time from them. Blank, they 7 and 4, bro. Yeah. You know, I blanked the other day, bro. We got asked if my son and daughter were twins because my daughter got so big, bro.
Really?
She like right here to him, bro.
Really?
She up there. And so I looked and I'm like, yo, she really is that big. When did she get that big? And so I'm like, if this don't work, I can't pursue nothing else for me because I done missed so much. So this has to work so that I can be present.
No, it's going to work.
It's gonna work.
It's going to work.
So I can be present for them when they're older and I can really make up for all that time. And not make up because I'm giving money. Make up because I'm giving me. I'm giving time, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, my message is this. If you don't like where you are, you have to change up what you're doing. Like, you have to change up what you're doing when you wake up. Like, your preparation, proper preparation prevents poor performance. You have to prep yourself. I knew that when people said my name, I was like, okay, haircut has to be associated with it, and you know I don't take no stuff.
Right.
Like, you know that, but I mess with you. I'm very passionate. I care about you as a person.
Right.
I respect you as a person.
Right.
That's like I need people to know that. Like, I'm going to work hard for whatever I got. I'm a cool dude, man.
Facts, always.
I genuinely want the best for everybody. Like, I'm in competition with nobody.
Right.
In the hair industry, in anything that I do, I'm only in competition with myself. Nobody can make me get up and go accomplish my goals. Only I can do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Only I can say, okay, it's time to go to the gym and lift weights. It's time to prep this food. It's time to, do this cardio. It's time to make sure I take out time for my business and make sure I'm getting that schedule together. Like, nobody can make me do that but me. So I'm in competition with myself. I know it's a little different sometimes with the mindset, when it comes to sports. yeah, technically you playing against another team, whatever, but you still gotta prep. You still gotta battle yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's facts,
bro. But at the end of the day, man, I'm proud of y'all. I'm just happy to see y'all doing this, man. I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, dang, these dudes is really doing it. Like, man, that's what's up. Just because I remember when I first seen y'all, like, I want to put this on record. Both of these guys right here, these dudes can hoop. And I knew that they were better than me, so I'm like, extra. Hey, this man, Twan, he came to gym, him and his brother. I'm like, who is these dudes?
Bruh.
Sacramento, Cali. I'm like,
what's
you know, they Cali, so I'm like, you know, these Cali dudes, you know. I'm an Oklahoma boy, but, you know, I'm like, man, these guys can ball, man. Like, just seeing you young, playing, athletic, and go by, people can dribble, come up, shoot. I'm like, yeah, these dudes, yeah, they can play, you know what I mean? And then seeing E coming there with that baby, coming there with his wife.
Talk about, I'm just looking for somewhere to hoop.
You know how we are. We had a small community of hoopers.
Like,
anytime somebody new comes, like,
right.
I'm like, he better be able to play.
He better be able to play.
Yeah.
That's how y'all did me. Like,
Yeah, I don't go, hey.
I made my niche and then he coming. I'm just like, and you was a new one after me, so I'm just like, man, he like, I just tore my Achilles. Who this nigga? I'm gonna slap him anyway.
Yeah, so I'm like, I remember y'all arrival because you gotta think I was playing with Shay, James, and Parker back in the day. We used to play 5 a.m. ball at the Y. Yes. This is when the YMCA for us was like everything.
I used to jump.
Ray Young. I was watching Trey Young up there playing back. I'm like,
dribbling up and down the court.
Dribbling 5 a.m. Bro, it's 5 a.m. and he's doing drills. Little bitty dude shooting like this from the side. I'm like, and he going through like 2 balls. I'm like, who is this dude? His daddy get on the court. I'm like, I didn't realize who I was around. Kellen, Ray, James, Shay. You talking about younger versions of us.
Right.
And I'm the football guy. I can play. But like y'all got the fundamentals down, the butter coming out the dribble. I'm like, all right, these dudes are here. And so I'm like, I'm getting where I fit in. If I'm on today, you know, if I'm hitting threes,
if you on, boy,
I'm one of the most annoying people you will ever meet. If I'm making threes,
D-Payne gonna hit threes.
Oh God!
And hit you with some brick screens. And he ain't getting but this high off the floor, but he gonna snag the rebound and let you know about it.
Right. And so you came when I really didn't have no hops anymore. I'm like, who is this dude? He can move. I can't stand it. He coming through the court. He's stepping back, hitting through. I'm like, this dude can do everything. And he's physical, he's strong. I'm like, okay, he can play. You know, he passed the test the first game.
Hey, that day I had to hoop. I ran up there.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't had no car yet. That's one of the reasons why I'm so loyal to Twan. I ain't had no car, but he used to pick me up, take me places, bro. I ain't had no car. No car. Like nobody knows this, bro. Like no car, crazy. No degrees. No job, like on God,
just hooping. All the balls and tennis shoes is all you need.
That's all I had, bro. I was new to Oklahoma with just my hoop shoes, bro, and my hoop bag. That was it. Like
epic matchups, man. Nealon, Amos, Jay, like, bro. I don't think people realize like we had a run, and then Trey would come up there and play with us. We would rough him up.
Watching him Gary himself grow as a hooper, because he came, you was trash, and boy, you became good.
Man, Javon, when he came, he had some ballers, bro.
We had,
like, I feel like if we were all like serious, like for real, like at the time, I'm talking about as a group.
Right.
Like if we took that 10, those 10 to 12 guys that we played with all the time to go play against other cities, like,
we would have gave him.
We would have gave him.
Or if Skinsley was around then.
Yeah. And when we were all like at that time, like really playing.
Man.
Because you know I'm coming with that energy. I'm going to play defense hard. I don't like losing.
Ain't nobody posting you up, man. Like nothing.
People don't understand what our little Sunday hoop session was really like, bro.
Al, Q,
boy,
like, bruh,
Slang.
Like,
it's just sad. Bruh. It's like, even though we got older, Mike Stamp, Mr. Backboard Shooter.
Like Mike Stamp, Parker, the OGs. Like, they were the OGs. And they always still out there. I'm like, I gotta be out here. I can't.
Until they age. Like.
Yeah, until they age. And then, I mean, I remember when I hurt my knee, I was never the same after that. We was playing in that tournament up there at the church, and I hurt my knee. I didn't realize I hurt it. But on the ride to Houston, I got married in Houston, Texas. On the ride up there, my knee is like a basketball, bro. It's swollen, like fluid. I'm like, oh, I'm walking down the aisle like,
oh no.
Yeah, and I was never the same. I was never the same. Then you came, like, bro. It was.
I came at the wrong time.
Because he didn't even get to see me before the Achilles.
No,
I used to try to tell him.
Yeah, no,
he would have been going.
I heard about it.
No, he was dunking, bouncing.
Yeah.
Even when I was dunking.
Yeah.
I think I've been playing basketball with James Mann since I was like 14.
Dang.
He used to get me into the Huff. I was 14, 15 playing basketball at the Huff.
That's fire.
So he would get his sister's card, his sister's ID to swipe and get up in because she went to school at OU. So that's how I would get in the Huff. So you talking about young Payne.
Yeah.
Like I used to drop step to him. Like, I mean, this is before the weight. Like you got, in college I was 205 pounds.
Right.
That was ideal weight.
So I can jump. Like I can dunk the ball, catch you. I had a little baby windmill. It wasn't nasty, but I can do it. It wasn't a full. It was, you get older. You get a lady. She cooking. You gaining weight.
Good cook.
You ain't doing none of that stuff. You ain't training them. You hooping here and there. So and then y'all younger than me. I'm like, these dudes.
Not by much, bro. You only 3 years older.
I'm be 34 this year.
We 31 this year.
Okay, yeah. So, but still.
You just felt that way.
That was a 10-year difference.
Hey, that 3 years, you might not think it make a difference, but it does. Because I know when I get up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, it sounds like guns going off. These things over here.
Hey, I'll be sorry for no reason. I'll just be like,
Hey, Tor, what I've been telling you, bro, I'm going to stop hooping. Ain't that what I've been saying?
Hey, bro,
Man.
This dude literally, I still try to hoop. You know, James,
Yeah.
like a robot. I don't know how he can do it every weekend, 3 days a week.
I don't know how he does it, bro.
I'm still hooping a little bit. I play maybe once, twice a week. This fool done totally cut it out on us for like almost since the pandemic started, I felt like.
Bro. Yeah, hey, I understand. I'm going to tell you why I really stopped playing. I just couldn't afford to get hurt.
That's what he said.
I'm going to tell you why.
When you're the business.
When I was opening my business, I said the last thing I need is to hurt myself opening the business because I knew my wife wasn't going to be able to work. I knew that. I was like, and you know how we play. I'm like, my knees starting to hurt.
We go hard.
And I had kind of hurt my wrist one time up there.
And you need that.
And it was my cutting hand. I was like, okay. Yeah, I gotta slow down.
I'm probably fighting with Carl.
You know how emotional we get on the court. You know, it's all love, but we competitive. Nobody trying to lose. I don't care what you talking about, D-Payne. I'm trying to beat you or whatever.
And when you play against people like Carl and Al, you're going to get hurt.
Don't forget about
because the matchups are.
Q ain't gonna hurt you.
Q ain't gonna hurt you, but Q is probably the best defender at his side I've ever played against. I hope he doesn't watch this, because I hate him guarding me.
No, real.
Like, he's there.
I give him baggage moves just so I can get past him without him touching me, because I don't want none of that.
Yes, just think about the epic moments me and him battling in the paint.
And
I'm working. This dude, get off me.
Kong versus Godzilla.
For real, because...
Oh, I wish we should record those. We should have recorded that stuff back in the day. If we knew what cameras was today.
Man.
Bro.
But
but that's why I stopped hooping, though. Because I didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah. And I still try to play sometime. Like who playing? So I need to play with older guys, so I know they all going to work tomorrow. Okay, cool. I'm out here just trying to get a run. I ain't nearly as serious anymore.
Right.
I still got a little competitive bug in me on the court, but it's just not as because I'm not out there like that.
Right.
I'm not nowhere in basketball shape. That's a different shape from the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the gym,
let's hear about this newfound love.
Man.
That D-Payne found.
Yeah, man, the gym. So I've always kind of wanted to compete. Like when I was young, I used to love watching you know, ESPN back in the day when they used to have the bodybuilding competitions on there, I used to always be like, man, that's cool, you know. But, you know, not to probably like, I say 3 years ago, I was like, okay, I think I want to do it, but I didn't really know how, you know, I didn't know who to like go to like get information or like who can train me. I didn't know none of this stuff. I didn't know how to like do it. So I asked a couple of people around, and I got referred to this lady named Sherry Smith Summers, and she's competed on the biggest stages. Like she's been a Mr. Olympia twice. Okay. She was in the era like Ron Cohen and them, and didn't realize she was a fireman too. So she's been a fireman for like 20-something years. She's about to retire next year actually. And so got connected with her, started lifting and stuff. And like the first year I wasn't really worried about doing no show. And then I knew like 3 people that I was friends with that I already competed before. So I'm like, okay, I seen them boys like getting in shape. Like this is different. Like you know, and I'm a foodie at heart. You know, I love eating, and my wife loves cooking. So I got that combination going. I'm just gaining weight. You know what I mean? Barbers gain weight easy because it's just so, I don't know. It's like the culture. Like you cutting hair, you run and get something real quick. What's real quick? Right. Burger. You know what I mean? Fast food. You name it. I'm eating it. And so, but really, I got into it because I felt myself dying. Like for real. Like I was so unhealthy, bro. I'm like, I'm getting all this success in barbering and cutting hair, but I feel like crap. Right. Because I'm working, I'm putting all these crazy hours in, I'm not getting the proper rest, I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking juice. You know what I mean? I'm eating whatever. And I was like, man, I started looking at the history line, I'm like, man, my family really got health complications. And I think it was like a trending thing, like just being fit and in shape. And it just kind of was like on my heart to like really start. And so I went and talked to my trainer. I was like, hey, I don't feel good about myself. My body it's like, I don't feel good. I was telling her like how I felt. She was like, you're simply just eating all the wrong stuff. Like you just need to clean it up. Stop eating that ice cream, stop eating them chips and juice and stuff. And so I was like, okay, I need to get on point because a lot of people don't know AP had a heart attack at like the age 31. So that really kind of scared me. And I was I was around that age, like thinking about like, oh, right. I don't know. 3 years ago. My stomach started to get big, my face, like I'm looking at myself, so I'm getting older, like, I'm gaining weight. I'm like, all right, I can't have this. I got people in my family with diabetes. I'm really looking at this stuff. I'm like, if I continue to eat the way that I'm eating, I'm not gonna last long because of how I work. I'm like, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna end up hurting myself. And I ended up in the hospital too a couple of times, just from, being unhealthy, just eating what I wanted to eat. I'm getting older, but you can't eat what you want to eat, or something's going to happen to you.
Suffer the consequences.
So that mixed in with working a lot, you're literally on your way.
And that's your boy.
Yeah. So that was scary to me. Like I started having chest pains. I'm like, I got anxiety. I mean, my kidneys was hurting. I'm like, all right, I need to change it up. You know what I mean? And then, so I was working out. I was doing okay. And then pandemic happened. I said, the world is shut down. I said, okay, I'm already overweight. I'm already unhealthy. Right. If I do not get my mind right, it's going to be a wrap for me. Right. Like I knew that. I was like, I'm not about to gain weight. I said I knew that majority of people in this world was going to gain weight just because they was forced to be at home. So I said, okay, the pandemic happened, and then for like 4 or 5 weeks, I had a commitment date for a month straight. I kept telling myself, May 4th, that's when I'm going to start. I'm going to start my prep May 4th. So I had to mentally get myself wound up. I know a lot of people say, start then and there. No, I gave myself a date, and it was May 4th of 2020. So I talked to my trainer. She was like, so do you want to do the show? I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the show. So I'm weighing 270 pounds. Yes, 270. And I was 28% body fat. So that's when I started. I took my pictures, I got my videos, and I did the commitment video. I said, on this day, I'm going to be in the show, and I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna get fit. So I got the videos to documented or whatever.
Hey, I need that. You gotta send me that.
Yeah, so I got like the before, like, you know, showing my side, like how I look, and you know, I'm stomach all big, I'm in the mirror, and then I record the video, I think like a month before my actual show, and you can see the biggest difference. And so, you know, I was like, hey, I'm gonna compete in 2 shows, and you know, I'm gonna do it. And so I just started my prep, started doing a Stairmaster, I started training, weight training with my coach. And for the first like month or 2, I felt like it wasn't doing nothing, but I was working really hard. Like, she was like, don't worry about how you look. Only worry about like what you're doing with the process. Make sure you eat the food, making sure you're doing workouts, making sure you're doing the cardio. She said, you're gonna look up and stuff is gonna change. So like that first month, I lost like 16 pounds in a month. The second month, I lost like 12 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah, it was coming off. And then by the time the show came around, I lost 56 pounds. So yeah, I lost 56 pounds before that show.
That is dope, bro.
Yeah. And everybody's like, you was training for a show? I'm like, yeah, man, I was just unhealthy, bro. But I used the show to like create that discipline. I knew I needed discipline. I knew I needed structure.
Motivation.
Yeah, I'm like, I need structure, bro.
It's like when Jordan created, you watched The Last Dance, said that dude, what'd he say, that dude, that rookie that gave him buckets, he said he said something crazy to him.
Created that to make him mad. Like
made himself mad, and then they played him the next night and he thrashed him.
Yeah, man.
And then later on, they asked him, did that rookie really say that? He was like, nah, I needed something to motivate me.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta do that. When you know yourself though, you know what makes yourself tick.
Yeah. Yeah, but then I got addicted. I got addicted to the progress, just everything that I was doing. I took pictures every month. I took a picture the first of every month, and then I wouldn't look at it. I would just take a picture, front, side, back, and then every month that came by, but I wasn't comparing them to like late. And so when I looked at that first picture where I started to like 4 months later, I was like, oh, we on to something. Like this is
like,
you know,
can't go back.
Like what? My wife like, I see you, babe. You know, like, it's a little different. Like my wife is crazy about it, but it's like, all right, man, I see you. Like, you know, I walk to the bathroom, got an arm on back. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. I'm in the gym. Like, it's. I see why people, like, when they get in shape, they in the mirror, they looking at themselves. But sometimes people like, man, this dude looking in the mirror, like you lifted, but you see, like you feel good. Like, man, like I'm starting to look good. This feels good. It's not to be cocky. It's like, you proud of yourself, you happy for yourself.
And you gotta pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, you have to, you know, be able to appreciate the, you know, the progress. Like that motivated me. I'm like, man, I'm starting to look good. You know, I started seeing striations come in on my stomach. I'm starting to wear clothes. I'm going shopping now. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm about to go get this shirt. You know, so I'm sitting fit. I'm walking up a door here.
I don't know if it was on your page or AP showed the picture, but you was on stage, no homo, glistening. Hey, that nigga feeling insane.
When I met him at Kindred Spirits, he had on a fedora.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
It's like, you know, one of my little signature looks. But nah, man, I just, you know, at the end of the day, I was like, man, I just want to be healthy. That was like the most important thing for me because I just seen people in my family have heart attacks. That's scary. I'm like, man, I don't want to continue that. Yeah.
Let me tell you why, bro. Because you can one day decide not to work not to perform in a show.
Yeah.
And at that point, what's gonna happen? You probably gonna fall off the workouts, things like that. Mm-hmm. But because your decision to do it was grounded in health, you know, you may get unmotivated. But you'll never not want to be healthy. Yeah. So I think that reasoning is a dope reasoning.
For sure. And then so I had a couple of situations after the show that I stumbled a little bit, and I had to miss some time from the gym, and I did not like it, bro. I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I had 3 of them taken out that next week after the show. Oh. So you can't eat the prep food. Right. You eating mashed potatoes, popsicles, and you know, just little stuff. You can't eat the same. Your mouth was hurting. And then I couldn't lift, and I couldn't, because like you don't realize how much you use your mouth, like gritting. Like for real, bro. Like you got 3 teeth And like you trying to lift, and it hurts. Like your head is throbbing. Like
you can't breathe.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And so I had to take off time for the gym for like 3 weeks or a month, something like that. I was off, and I did not enjoy not going to the gym, bro. Like I didn't like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I realized like I really love the gym. You know what I'm saying?
And then that's big missing that. People don't understand how much 2 weeks can throw off your. So a month, I already know. Because that's what happened to me in the pandemic. I had made a mindset. I was in there 3 months straight, strong.
He was going strong.
Yeah.
Boy.
He was getting up early.
Pandemic hit. I ain't go back because I didn't want to catch no COVID. Come back around, ended up being a whole year. I ain't step back in that gym. I'm like,
Not only that, he comes back, hurts himself.
Yeah, hip flexion. Never knew how bad a hip flexion
yeah.
hurt. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Never knew how bad.
Oh, yeah.
I think he done punched me or something, bro. I'm mad at him.
He's like, bro, did you punch
For
me?
months, I'm
He
mad
literally
at him.
asked me that. He's like, bro, did you punch me?
I'm mad at him
like,
for months.
No, bro, I didn't touch you.
Man.
We hooping. I did a move on him with a quick little move.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop.
You know, he thought I punched him because I jumped the move.
Okay.
I'd have been seeing the move for years, got got with the move for years.
So when he jumped it, I tried to counter it.
He countered it.
He jumped it, so I countered with another one. When I countered, I just must have moved too fast for myself.
Yeah. That's
It
crazy.
still hurts sometimes.
Yeah, man. That helps,
Hip
man.
flexion ain't no joke.
I told myself, man, I said I have to be mobile, man. I can't be just. And my genetic build, it won't allow it, bro. It just will not allow it, bro. I was like, I do not want to be that uncle body at 30. Like, bro, I'm too young for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need to be in shape. So
don't work with kids because they're going to call you dad bod. They've been calling me dad bod since I was like 28.
Man.
Like, yes, bro. They've been calling me that. So them kids, boy, if you not a super confident person,
Yeah.
like, bro, kids, boy, they be on your head.
Yeah,
But
No filter. They
real.
don't tell you how they feel.
None at all.
So when's the next show, man? Before I let you out of here.
Man, August 28th. 2 days before my birthday, August 30th.
Let's go.
Local?
That's the next show. That's local. That's in 15 weeks.
Let's go.
So 15-week prep. Usually it's 16, but it's 15-week prep. So I'll be a lot smaller, a little bit more ripped, you know. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm actually ready to start getting back on my stuff. So
That's what's up,
I'm
man.
about to have a dinner tonight. A nasty one before it start tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. Like a cleanse.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Cause like, bro, like the less I hoop, the more I want to lift. Cause I'm like, I can't just not do nothing.
Yeah.
And you know, ain't nothing else for me to do. I don't go play volleyball, softball. You know, this dude do softball, kickball. You know, he flag football. Like
Gotta
me,
release that energy.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so. And I got a ton of it, like,
Yeah.
so I got to find a way to get it out. So
Yeah, it's
lifting's
fun,
been the thing I want to do.
Yeah,
It
there's
don't
nothing
help.
wrong with it.
It don't help. His wife done started her own workout network, basically.
Oh yeah,
So,
oh yeah.
basically,
She doing Beachbody, man.
Really?
And no kidding, I thought it was a sham. They ain't
Man.
gonna hold you, but bro, she done lost so much weight. She done, got some money doing it. She done,
Wow.
got a couple checks here and
We
there.
gotta catch up, man. The podcast ain't long enough. We all been grinding.
Yes,
We over talking about it. Yeah, my kid's 74. I'm like, what?
Yes, bro.
I remember when I was in the baby
He
crisis.
got
Is that right?
He got a 2-year-old.
All right, man. Okay.
Yeah, next time G come in town, man, stop playing
Yeah,
with us.
man.
Definitely gonna hit y'all up.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry, Q. I still ain't been to the spot yet, so
Man.
Bro,
I gotta
and-
make my way.
But that's the thing though, like when we around like-minded people, in the sense we just want to better ourselves. Don't matter what we doing.
Yeah.
We want to better ourselves, bro. We gotta keep up, stay motivated, bro. Like hearing your story tonight, I'm back confident, like, cause every day, bro, like before you open something, you up and down,
Yeah.
You know, and like I'm about to ride off your high for as long as I
for
can
sure.
until
Y'all
I
motivate
get
me
another
too,
one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
He's always keep me good. Speaking with him, speaking like people like you, bro. That always help me change more things. Not even just business wise, even at home living wise. You feel me? Home life.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up, man. So now I got a question before we get up out of here. But what's the goal for the podcast in the next 2 to 5 years? Where y'all see yourself as the podcast?
Honestly, man, like I just want to get to a point where people
can know they can come to us and find an episode on what they're dealing with in the sports world. That was cause like the reason why I wanted to start the podcast, I'm $150,000 in student loan debt.
Okay, got you.
Got it all in basketball though.
Gotcha.
Like guidance, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't have that. So while I was getting scholarships to hoop, I was taking out these loans, sending money back home, taking care of myself. I ain't have it. Then I was transferring from school to school, chasing the game, leaving credits behind. So I'm having to retake these classes because this school didn't accept this credit here.
Gotcha.
And so, long story short, I get bachelor's, master's, get associate's degree. Halfway through a doctorate degree, I run out of financial aid. Because I've been taking this shit so much. Run out of financial aid. Didn't know that was a thing. Run out of financial aid. Couldn't finish the degree because it was $2,000 a month, $60,000 to finish my doctorate degree in human services. And so, bro, I was devastated.
Wow.
But in my devastation, I don't soak. What's next? What am I gonna do next? I gotta educate somebody else so they don't make the mistakes that I just made.
Right.
HBSML.
You never know.
And then on top of that, HBSML, I like it for that same reason, just guidance, we ain't have. So people can, watch our shows and they're gonna get some information that, you feel me, they're not getting from everybody. We've had a lot of people who've all brought different good information about life.
Yeah.
On top of that, I've always liked podcasts. I've always wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah.
I love talking about basketball, that's life. But I hope sometimes it branch off to just talk about anything, you feel
like
me?
tonight,
daily
bro.
life,
Fire.
Like we ain't talking about we had this much hoop, but really we conversated. We really had a good show, talk.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
A good conversation, and I hope we can get HBSML to branch off more into that. So now we can just have people who just got information for you. You feel me? Or we bring just just a kickback.
Yeah.
Right.
People might like the conversation. People gonna like it. So.
Yeah.
But that's why I started with it, just out of that frustration, bro. That's why I started with it. And now I just, like he said, I just hope people can just know they can come to us and find a topic and really get the information.
That's what's up, man.
Like walk-ons. If somebody's, thinking about being a walk-on, we had a dope walk-on.
Dope walk-ons, and then we got coaches that even help talk about how to be a good walk-on.
Division I coaches, bro.
So
okay. Yeah, man.
We've hit almost every sport. Almost.
Y'all keep going. Y'all stay at it because it's definitely gonna be big. I see it's been big. Just don't there's no limits. Don't think whatever y'all thinking, it can be done.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Think on a
larger scale.
Think so big, I don't know if no, and know that it can happen.
It's
just
out there.
put the work, but you gotta believe it. I tell people, believe it, man. Just I know y'all gonna blow up, so you're already doing great right now. You're already successful.
Facts.
But it's still gonna be levels to everything in life.
Facts.
I tell people all the time, don't be mad at people when they buy the Bugatti. There's levels.
Right.
Don't be upset with them. It's
No
okay.
ceilings.
After how hard it was for me to get this house because of the student loan.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so much more happier
to
know, man, my mama got she bought the first one, was able to sell and got us a second home. Bro, I'm looking at it so different, bro. Bro, this was so hard.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna get a video on how I got my house with $150,000 student loan debt. Cause
That's
bro,
amazing.
that's what stopped me, bro. I was at it for 3 years. Couldn't get approved, bro.
Yeah.
Couldn't get approved for 3 years.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, bro. So, go ahead.
No, I'm just, I don't know. I know it's just, I want to say this. When I opened up my shop, just know I didn't have everything in there. I wanted it to be finished.
Right.
But really, I wouldn't understand at the time. It's I'm the talent. All I need is my clippers, a mirror, my barber chair. That's all I really needed. You know what I'm saying?
All white.
And I added on to it every month. If I can buy some new lights, I just kept working. You know what I mean? I just kept. I didn't have all the money that I wanted to start out. So just start. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Season 1.
Yeah. Once he sees season 1,
that's the blow. I love it because you can always go back and see. You know what I mean?
Facts.
The more you stay focused and getting things done in your life, people they'll be able to go back years from now and see how y'all started the podcast and to how to set a change and grow.
Bro.
So, yeah, man, it's gonna be big. Yeah.
My man.
I'm so happy for y'all, man.
In my garage, bro. We literally like started in the garage, living room.
Dang. Really?
Yes,
Locker
rooms.
And now y'all about to open up a gym.
Now we about to open up a gym.
Hey, that's lit.
Got an AU team.
You know, I'm gonna say this too. So y'all gonna open up the gym, but then when y'all gonna open up the next one? Cause I'm.
Man.
See, let's get this first one first.
I
like it.
I'm just trying to spark that big thinking.
Let's reverse it. When you gonna open up the store in Dallas?
It's coming.
Because I know you got one coming up in Dallas.
It's not even just that. Just like my ideal on what I want my next shop to be. It's gonna be so amazing.
Yes, sir.
It's like elite level VIP status.
Let's go.
What was that? Barbershop 3?
Yes, sir.
I'm like when
Ice Cube gonna work in that thing.
Like they're gonna shoot the next barbershop in
yeah,
that thing.
it's like movie theater room. Like
No, that's dope.
personal chef in there. Like yeah.
I'm
not gonna even say I'm going home. But
no more. Don't give up.
I ain't gonna give no more. But it's going to be very nice. Very nice.
So instead of you flying out to there, they gonna fly to you just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just to come get a cut.
I still get them fly-ins. People don't even know I'm getting.
All right.
Like, yeah, I don't post everything.
All right, believe. Let's believe.
Just keep doing you, and
That's
just keep
fire.
shining, and people will see.
Right.
They'll see.
That's what's up.
Man, hey, I definitely got more than I bargained for, man. Thank you, guys.
That's why I was like, turn the camera on, let's go.
Yeah, you gotta sign it. We ain't had a show this long for real in a minute.
Okay.
Like,
In a minute. Like we big
Like I looked at the clock, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to be an hour and some change, like
But
hour 30.
it didn't
some
feel
change.
like it, though.
Exactly.
It didn't feel
Exactly.
don't feel like it.
Be honest, bro. You the first barber.
Really?
What? First dope barber? Yes.
Man, that's
First
what's up.
Bodybuilder.
Come on,
Man,
bro.
that's dope. I can do it anywhere.
Anywhere you want,
bro.
Okay.
Find you a spot.
Man, this is
Right for
dope.
Young on there, Ryan Broyles,
Man,
Jordan Evans.
Jordan
it's an
Evans.
honor. It's an honor. Okay.
Ep40.
Mason
Just
Harrell.
came to the shop not too long ago.
Stop it.
Tell him you came and seen us.
We ain't even said no names.
We don't need to.
But he's a great guy.
He's a great
Facts.
dude.
He
Great
talked
dude.
to us on vacation.
While he was in
He was
Cancun.
in Cancun, bro.
He
a
did
whole
our Zoom in
podcast with us.
Cancun, bro.
Really?
Big
I
facts.
fool with him, bro.
I'm
Like,
gonna mention y'all to him when he comes
got
out.
to, because he supposed to come sign his ball. But yeah, bro, like Tony Young, shout out Tony Young, Sheridan Ramsey.
Yeah,
Bro.
some dogs.
Sir,
Appreciate
I appreciate
it,
that, man.
I appreciate
that's
you,
an honor
bro.
for real.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Man.
sir.
Hopeless.
Bro.
HBSML.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, guys, as y'all hung out with us, as we drop gems that we pick up in these gyms, the gridiron,
Barbershop.
the weight room. Peace. Fire.
Yes, sir.
That's a good one there.
For real,
Man,
for
I'm
real.
proud of y'all dudes, man. I'm really happy to see this.
That's kind of
Y'all send me the link and stuff, man. I'm posting
For
it.
sure, for sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Sound good, don't it? Check. Look. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Look. Life tried to drown me. This hoop is like my life jacket. This ice in my veins is something Titanic. Lockdown defense kept me out the center for detention. Divine intervention passes over to my center. Alleyways are the alley-oops. Some got no looks and passed away when somebody shoot. Back in court duo, but nobody hoops. The wrists follow through and the cuffs got a loop. Pick a book up, picked up and get booked. It's just you and I out running suicides. Me, I was out running suicide. Boy, I'm going in, dropping gems that I picked up in these gyms. I can't slack, I've been down and back. I'm just trying to share a few tales from this thing called life. Count my assists, man, I swear that basketball really saved my life. Yeah, yeah. I swear it saved my life. Let's go.